So it's a little bit of an introduction to some of the different instruments. And then we get into like rhythm exercises. I think these are super fun because it's working a lot with sound and like touch. So here we can go into sort. Every single lesson, like the first exercises are pretty easy, and then it kind of becomes more difficult as you play. And then they get to drag it around. And so kids love this, right? Like they come up to the board and they're like, you know, like they're all like, I want to go, I want to go, I want to touch the board. And then it's really fun. So it's really interactive. We have like 200 different kinds of interactive exercise types. So this is just one example. And then we can go to like listen, where it's going to start getting more difficult.
Listen and choose the correct button below.
And so you would have to click this one. And again, this is kindergarten to grade 2, so it's all a little bit more simple. It's gonna like progressively get more challenging. I can also show you like practice note names. So this is gonna be like a little bit more technical, so less listening.
Select the images to hear the tones.
They can also get some immediate feedback, so I hope I got it right. All right. There. So you just get a little bit of immediate feedback. You have your progress bar on top so they kind of know how much further is left to go. So that would be like some of our music content. Maybe math or reading. Would you be interested in math or reading? Okay, let's go. Second grade math. Again, we're completely aligned to state standards. So this is all of our content in math for second grade. It's a lot. So maybe like making equal groups.
Divide the crowds into two equal groups.
So now I'm getting to, again, to interact. I get to like move my crabs. Maybe I get it wrong. So then I get to like do it again. Yeah, so it's just some basic practice. So again, it's building. This is a little bit more challenging than the first levels I showed you, where it's a little bit more visual. I'm making 3 groups of 2. So the other thing that you can do as a teacher, and again, everything that I've just shown you is free. Our content is free for everybody forever. But let's say like, as a teacher, I don't want my students kind of like accessing this sideboard because they'll get distracted, they won't find the right exercise. It would be really nice if it just like, if I could assign it and then they could just find it, we do that too. So you go to your group. So these are all the students in my class. It's super easy to add students, and we also don't want any personally identifiable data. So what we do is we work just with nicknames. There's no emails, there's no passwords. You just push print. They log in with a QR code scan or this 8-digit code right here. So they just like, they plug this in. You can cut this out as a teacher, like cut the little slips out and then like glue it in their notebook. They don't lose it, they can always access it. You can also save the account on the device. So super easy. And then what you can do once, exactly, and then scan it on their phone or to access any device that they would like to have it on, a parent device, their own phone, desktop, whatever. They can have it on all their devices. There's no limit to the number of devices an account can be on. So as a teacher, I've said in my class, they're all in. And now I can actually assign exercises. So this is my content tab. And I want to assign making equal groups. I push create pin. I can choose my class. I can again have as many as I want, as many students, no limit. I can say when I want it to be assigned. So I'm going to say the week of July 15th. I create the pin. I go back to my group tab. Shows right there. And so basically, like, your students will have exactly the same view. Like, what we see now is what they see. They just don't have a settings option up here. They just see content and members. They go to their content tab and they see everything that they're supposed to be doing. And then they can actually like just click on this and it takes them to the assignment. So they're not searching, it just is super simple. It takes them there. And as soon as you start assigning exercises in the app, you can look at reports. So I know this report is done because it's all blue, which means my students have done it. So I can click on that, access a report. And now I have a really quick insight into how many of my students have done it, how well they did. And then I can see like, okay, Javier did not do so well on this level. So I click in, like what was he doing wrong? What was he struggling with? And then I can actually see exactly which questions he got right and wrong. So it's just a pared down, very simple supplementary tool that is just useful to have. And because it's free and all of the content is free, it's an easy decision. Even if you don't use it regularly in the classroom, students really enjoy playing it. And I think it also encourages a lot of creativity. So even if you don't assign exercises, you know, if you have like a homeroom and you just need something for like the first 10, 15 minutes of the day, you can just have you can have this out and you can just let them kind of like be motivated by their own interests. So, you know, if they're like, oh, I'm super inspired by social studies, you can go here and, you know, learn about the different states or whatever it is. And they can just learn and play and discover, and there's really no limits. The other thing that's really fun for students about this, like about Anton, is that every time they complete exercises, they can earn coins. And with these coins, you can play really fun games. So like this one, it costs 1 coin. The next one I'm going to show you is like, oops, eggs. This is actually going to be really slow on this board because I have to like walk all over the place because it's so big. Egg, nope, egg, and then egg. All right. Anyways, but there's a lot of other really fun games. And then you also have your avatar. So then I can go in and let's say I want like earrings. So you can see how much the different kinds of earrings cost, and then you can personalize all of it, make it different colors. It's super fun. If you come to our booth, we have little avatar stickers and we have so many different combinations. They're super fun to look at. So that's what kids can do with the coins that they earn through learning. And we know kids kind of go crazy for the avatar stuff. They're like, I am saving up for a new pair of shoes. So yeah. That's kind of like the basic overview of the whole kind of program. Right now we're preschool to grade 8. We've been in the US for about 3 years. We're constantly creating new content. We build it all in-house with a lot of love. The goal at some point is to be preschool through 12, but it's gonna take us a while, a few 5 years. Just so you know, it's a little bit sparse in 8th grade, so we don't have so much content. Our sweet spot is preschool through grade 6, but you still can use it in 7th and 8th grade. And we find that there's a lot of students that are kind of tracking behind grade level at those grades. Another feature that I didn't tell you about is when you're in a group and you assign an exercise, when your students go into this tab, they can't see from what grade the assignment was assigned. So if you have a 5th grader at a 2nd, 3rd grade math level, and they really need extra 2nd grade support and like review of 2nd grade fractions, you can assign that to them, they don't know. And so you can really like, eliminate the emotional issue of like going back to the basics and learning where it kind of gets in the way, feel a little bit shameful. So I think that's also something we do really well.